Hello, and welcome to a new MTA. This is number 6, and today's topics: quick channel update, the TLDR series, fresh, and the population on the realm that's left behind, and another gold farming tip: strat life orbs. Okay, so I just I'll make a separate video on this real quick as well, but just a small channel video. I'm a little bit sick for some reason because it was like 33 degrees outside, and I walk into the supermarket and they have the air conditioning on, and apparently that was enough. 12-13 degrees difference made me sick. So, but yeah, I got my coffee here. I hope you do too. That will always help. Coffee's the best medicine. Okay, so let's start. As you might have noticed, I renamed the channel from Attic TV to just Mosen. Several reasons for that. I'll have another video up that just informs you really quickly. Basically, it's just more of the name that we have because the other one's basically the band. And when we started out, we wanted to have this gaming section of it because we wanted to hook up our rehearsal room with streaming equipment and then stream onto that channel on Twitch and add gaming to that. But since we could do that anyway with our own channel nowadays, it's a bit different. You don't need to switch that around so much. We'll do that later, and there's not really a point having this. So yeah, it's basically, this is built around me. This is my channel. So anything else, shit that I do with the company, I put up here. Same for my Instagram, and it's basically all named Mosen because that's me. And only the channel was like Attic TV, while the other channel, the band channel, I can link it here as well. That's the band channel. So if you want updates on that, and there's everything, the album is there for free, also on Spotify, so you can check that out right there. So yeah, that's what I did, and I also made for maybe if you're watching this on Fresh and you still have a lot of leveling and BIS grinding to do, I made a playlist on Spotify. Just a game of, gaming. Just my playlist that I usually had on when I was grinding herbs or mining or ranking and shit. So I'll link that as well. If you have suggestions which songs are definitely missing, let's make this a thing, because just put them in the comments below this video, or this video or the update video for the channel. So just put it in the comments below, and I'll basically add them to the playlist if I like them. Of course, it's still a personal one, but I think there's some pretty cool songs in there, so check that one out. Oh yeah, and if you can, please, the one thing that really does help the channel out is if you click this little bell right here. Because for some reason, it's like Facebook when they started only giving your content to 10% of the audience that actually liked your site. YouTube has different things that are going on with you being notified that I have a new video out. So if you want, if it's not asking too much of you, then you could click this little bell. And then basically when I upload something, you just have it, as a notification, hey, there's a new video, that's it. And that really helps me a lot because I can make sure that the subscribers I have are actually are watching the videos, and it's like an effort of 5 seconds, I guess. So it would be very much appreciated if you can. Then also you don't miss anything anymore. Oh yeah, and I made a TLDR series where I explain boss fights in a very, very, very short version, so you can check them out really quick without having to watch a 15-minute guide on the first boss of MC. I'll just tell you what's the most important shit and how you basically don't fail. Right, those are the channel updates, and let's run and jump into the first topic. Can't. Oh, by the way, one thing before we go into the next topic. If you guys have any fishing tips, I mean, you can see this is the biggest struggle in professions that I've ever seen. So fishing tips or stuff that I can do with it later, or how I can get good items for it. I don't know. Post a comment because I'm fucking lost on this. I'm just standing here fishing and I rarely gain any skill point and the fish get away. But okay. Population and the fresh hype. There was one thing that we were talking about in the guild. That why is it that so many people quit and just roll on the fresh one while it's essentially at least half a year of MC grind with pre 1.4 items, and those items weren't good. Right? They're like tier 1 items with weird stats on them and really crappy ones. And why would you do that? Why would you want to torture yourself? Because I've played on Nostarius now, before that on 2 private realms, and then on this one on Lightbringer again, right? So that's like the 4th or so. I'm fucking done. I don't want to play on fresh anymore. Very casually leveling their shaman, but I doubt I will make it to 60. I don't know yet, but I don't know. So that's a big topic, right? And also the question is, why did Lightsoap decide to push out or announce a fresh server? What was it? I think 1 month after Naxxramas was out on Lightbringer, because that essentially makes everything, or people, it's like the stock market. Everyone gets nervous and thinks, okay, now fresh is coming. There's no, the end is near and everything. And you kind of kill it for the people that have been playing here. And I'm very sure a lot of people wanted to stay on the server and play. But now that a lot of friends move over, they're moving. A lot of guilds are dying and move over. So I don't like. My suggestion would be that they wanted to push out one more fresh server for whatever they do. I don't know what their business strategy is, and there's people debating about that, whether it's gold or characters or whatever. And they want to put out one more fresh hype, I guess, before the official classic hit. It's my guess, to do or catch in whatever they can. That's just my opinion, but if you have any more ideas, just let me know. But I just found it very odd that they 1 month after Naxx is out, they release a fresh server, because I felt like, of course, there were like 2, 3, 4 guilds that been doing it on the PTR for 2 months before it was released, just so they could do it once when it's released and then all quit. To some people that might be fun. Others want to, like for us at the moment, it's probably the most fun I've had in WoW since I was hardcore raiding Burning Crusade, progressing through Naxx. And I don't know the fights, right? I have to read tactics and I have to prepare for it, and then we down a boss and everyone's really happy and it's work, right? And we figure stuff out, and that's so much fun. So I don't get why they killed that for a lot of people, and a lot of people probably would have enjoyed that as well. But now having this fresh hype, everyone just switches over again. It's the start of a server is also pretty cool. And let's face it, Naxx is not as easy as just re-rolling and gearing up in 5 minutes. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird question. I don't really know why they did it. But then again, sometimes you have people. What I was actually surprised now that the fresh server has been out for a while is that this server really isn't as dead as I thought it would become, because there's still some people that quite a few people that want to play on here, and they don't want to start over again, level 1 and grind bis 5 months and MC, and oh my god, like MC for 6 months. I mean, no fucking way, I'm not doing that. And oh yeah, there's still a lot of people here, and we're recruiting every week. We're recruiting so many people that come back and say, well, I wasn't fresh, but it's just not, I don't want to do it. I want to rate Naxx and AQ40, and is there still active guilds, so we get them in, and it's a great team. And I don't know. It's pretty cool. So the skill really didn't die. Lost like 5 people to fresh. That's it. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. And I actually got to say that I'm enjoying this server much more now that the 10k people are gone, really. And all these, let's just say, I don't want to use a certain word for it, but you know what I mean. Like, a poop sock camping world boss faction, snowball carrying Lotus griefers, and I don't know. You know what I mean. This absolutely certain type of person that usually populates the private realms. So it's really cool. You can go out and actually farm herbs without being without having to worry about 12 other people in the zone. Cheng Wing, snatching the herbs with his buddy that's account sharing for 20 hours a day. And you can actually farm, and everyone's kind of friendly because now the people that are here actually want to play here, and I feel like the toxicness has moved away a little bit, at least. Because let's face it, the fresh people are usually ones that are a little bit. I don't want to be too mean now, but I like fresh servers as well. But you can say in general, people move there because whatever. Also, a lot of people moved over that just didn't get anything done here, I guess. I don't know, like didn't want to raid next because you can always see after AQ40, people just stop playing because you require a lot of consumables. It gets a little bit harder. Like when previously you could stand in fires or on shit and MC and even in Blackwing Lair a little bit, you wouldn't notice it too much. But in AQ40 and Axramus, the toilet brushes really become pretty obvious. So I think a lot of people just notice that it's maybe not for them, or just other stuff is easier, more back, I guess. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. The server isn't packed anymore. It's like almost a normal server back in the day. And I don't know, if you're watching this and you're considering coming back for raiding or whatever, I can just recommend it. It's really cool. Like it's much more relaxed now, and there's still, I don't know, at peak 1,800 people here, so it's not all that bad either. No. That on the fresh realm. Yeah, as I said, I'm trying to level up here, and you can see how slow this is. But since we don't want to make this a 20,000 minute video again, the next gold farming tip from Mosen's Gold Farming Tips, this will be extra videos as well, because that just goes better and people look for gold farming guides. Today we're just going to highlight the Strat Life Orb Farm, and as the name suggests, you get a group, you go into Strat Life, you farm the orbs. But there's certain ways of doing this and how you can maximize it. Of course, you can just go, guild group, get 5 people, and you round robin them. What round robin means is just when an orb drops and you all roll need on them, then you get one, so you pass on the next 4. So until everyone has one, and then it's open for everyone again, right? You can usually maximize this. There's ways to do this with 2 people. Usually Fury Warrior or a Prot Warrior and a Priest. You can 2-man that. And it, of course, it's a bit random, but if 4 orbs drop, then you have those 2 orbs for yourself, and don't go with 1 orb. What I would suggest though is like a 3-man thing, I guess, because it's quite slow. But there's ways where you can utilize mind control a little bit with Priest, which is pretty broken. You can 2-man that. Or what you can also do is just go in with 3-men, take a really good tank, really good healer, like the strongest from your guild usually. If you have some brushes in there in the group, it can get really hard, and you'd probably be faster with a 5-man group again. But yeah, 3 people and a really good deeps, really good healer, really good tank, and then you just rush through that place 5 times in a row. So many greens, so much cloth, gray items, blue items you can shard, and strat life or the righteous orbs, which you can usually sell even on a fresh server. That's a really solid income. And I think plus the I'm not mistaken, let me check here again, the last boss of strat live strat. It's add-on here, by the way, if you don't have it. That is Atlas Loot Enhanced. That's the version here. Must have add-on basically. Come on. There he is, Balnazar. Yeah, he drops the Flask of Distilled Wisdom recipe. That's a lot of money, or if you want to use it yourself, so that is good. And there is a recipe, especially now for this fresh server, maybe some people are watching. This one here, the 2-hand weapon formula for 9 intellect on 2-hand weapon. Yeah, that drops there. And Unholy, if you want this, is more. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that can drop here if you check it out from the trash. A really good place to farm, very solid if you are not the kind of guy that likes, or you don't have any gathering professions and you don't like being ganked, or the world is overcrowded, like on Fresh, you can go in there. Yeah, so that's my tip for you today. Yeah, I think I'll end the video here. I'll just record and pre-record another, because I'll probably be gone over the weekend for the 30th birthday of a friend. Yeah. Pretty sad. But yeah, so you are updated and you have some new tips, I hope, and post the fishing tips into the comments. And if you're missing any songs on the playlist, let me know, put it down below as well. I appreciate any new questions and put them into the comments as well. Any questions you have regarding vanilla or the fresh server, anything you want to know, tips, whatever, put them down there. I appreciate it. Beat me with questions. And that's for today. Bye bye.